Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kama, and I heard that you want to get better at Dead Daily. Well, you've come to the right place. Whether you play the game casually with your friends, and you just want to die less, or whether you've gotten into it, you know, and you've realized that, finally. Well, I'm here to enable you. Whatever the reason may be, I have compiled a list of 6 tips, nay rules, that will instantly make you better at the game. It's actually more like 5 tips and a little bit of a homework assignment, but don't worry, it's not too bad. Regardless, the only thing I hate more than filthy eruption abusers is overly long intros. So, let's get into it. Well, I figured I might as well start with what is going to be the most controversial section of this video, for sure. Just rip the band-aid off. I have here a list of 8 perks that I would consider trap perks. This means that they are perks that you will see a lot of, for the most part, that I think they're not as good as people would lead you to believe. It's not to say that they're bad, maybe overrated. The only one I'm still a bit out on, honestly, is distortion. I can't really get a grasp on this one. I feel like a lot of people say it's like a godsend, but then in most of your games, when people don't have like any aura perks, or maybe only lethal pursuer, I don't know how much it helps. The rest of these perks, however, are perks that either A, they feel really good, but I don't think they're helping you as much as you believe, like Dead Hard. They're perks that you can have impact for sure, but there's just better versions of them that exist, like Dead Hard. Or they're perks that are really difficult to use properly, and I think you should probably leave for the very experienced players, like Dead Hard. Okay, what do I mean by generic tiles? I mean that you need to learn how to run the generic tiles. If you don't know, the maps are procedurally generated. There are a number of different tiles that can spawn in different locations. The TL walls, your various jungle gyms, the killer shack can usually spawn in multiple locations. I'm saying, you don't have to learn every single map, alright? You just need to learn the layouts of a few specific tiles that can spawn on almost every map. These are as follows: the TL wall, the short wall jungle gym, the long wall jungle gym, and the killer shack. You will last so much longer literally just knowing like the proper way to run these tiles. And I should have a graphic on screen of how to run these 4 basic ones that I mentioned. Almost every single map, besides a few of the indoor ones, will have multiple of these tiles on it. So if you know the proper way to run just even these 4, you will have such an advantage. The amount of killers I see that do not know, like they'll just mindlessly hold W afterwards and like vault windows, even at high MMR. As you go further, there's more of them on other maps that you can learn. And I mean, the more that you do know, the better. But at least for now, learn your generic tiles. Alright, look, this is a quick one. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just spread out. When you spawn in, if you spawn next to a teammate, run away. Just run away. Just leave. Go away. You don't want to be next to these stinky solo queue players anyway, alright? Just leave. If the killer decides to mosey on over to the gen that 2 of you are working on, guess what? Now he's interrupting 2 people. Now he's pressuring 2 people. And that's bad. That's real bad. It is always better to have 2 people on separate generators than to have 2 people on one gen, even with Prove Thyself. So, spread out. Actually, editor comment here, bit of an addendum to that last part. There is one scenario where it can actually be good to be grouped up, which is specifically if there's like 1 gen left and then it can be good to group up and try to power out that one gen as quickly as possible. So anyway, on with the video. This is another pretty quick one. It's pretty much what the title says. Just heal less. You don't always have to be full health. And this is something that I find especially newer, more inexperienced players have a hard time with, is they are like actually scared when they're injured. And that's fair if you're new at the game. But when you watch really good players play, they're very comfortable just being injured. They'll do gens, break hexes, whatever, while injured. The only killers that they do put a very big emphasis on healing against is typically usually stealth killers, but killers who have a very time getting an easy first hit. So like Wraith, you'll see a lot of healing against Wraith. But for the most part, you don't always have to be full health. You just typically tend to leave a bit earlier as soon as you hear the terror radius. Then you want to get to a safe place. Okay, homework time. I hope you're ready. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, and you better if you want to actually get better at the game, is to play 7 games all in a row with no perks. So what is the point of this? The point of this is that perks in Dead by Daylight, even the bad perks, they're all insanely overpowered. They all have crazy effects. They're relatively bad. This game is absolutely balanced around its perks. So, you were playing at a massive handicap, honestly. This is like Goku doing his high gravity training, basically. This is playing on expert mode. And then once you're finally able to switch back to having perks, then the game just feels way easier. Even if you don't necessarily get a whole lot better just from playing 7 games, normally this is it's like when you learn how to swim by getting thrown into the deep end. This will make you improve so fast. And it will work better the more games you play as well. If you want to do this 10 or 15 games in a row, you'll be a god by the end of it. But minimum of 7. It's also important that you have the correct mindset when you're going into this, alright? You should absolutely expect to die all 7 games. Do not go into this thinking you're going to escape. Go into this thinking, I'm going to try to get better at the game. And it's also important that you actually play the games, okay? Don't DC if it's a nurse. Don't give up and kill yourself if it's an Alchemist Ring Blight, alright? Actually play all 7 games and try your best, okay? Because it won't work if you don't. And at that point, I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself, alright? Alright, we've finally reached the last tip. And it is like, comment, and subscribe. Hey! Also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/kamikaze. I stream there sometimes. I'm kidding. For real though, the last tip is don't take things so personal. It's a stupid, janky horror game. All right, that killer who's tunneling you, he doesn't care about you. That survivor who's teabagging you doesn't care about you. It's a silly video game. All right, and I realize I've been flaming a lot in this video, and so I'm gonna take a step back, be a little bit wholesome. Just chill out. In the wise words of Aaron, you're not playing a tournament. Alright, so just try to have fun. It's a video game. So that does it for this video. I realize I said at the beginning that the tips were in no particular order. That was a lie. The last one is absolutely the most important one. Just try to have fun. It's a game. Try to have fun. And I know it's a bit of a tonal shift from the rest of the video, but that's fine. Just remember that Papa Kama's got your back, alright? So go play some games and just have fun. Try out that silly build that you've been meaning to play with your friends. Whatever, just have fun. this game is truly at its best when you don't take it too seriously. So that's what I think everybody should do. Anyway, that does it for me. Hope I could instill some valuable information, and I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.